60% to get maximum
Yes,
leftovers in,
exactly.
in this attack.
Yeah.
And so basically, let's assume I have 6 leftovers in Australia and only 1 in Australia, okay?
You mean Antarctica?
You mean?
Yeah, Antarctica, Australia. So
I think
basically,
I think 6 and 2 in Australia.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay, 6 and 2. Okay, so on turn.
On turn 2, I need to deploy 3 and 2. So basically, I will get Australia, and if I am lucky, I get Antarctica. If I am lucky, I get 2 leftover in Scott, and if I'm unlucky, I get only 1 leftover. At the same point, I have a 3 versus 2 attack in Australia, and worst scenario is I fail, losing 2 armies. Yeah, 2 leftovers. So basically, let's say.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually really because it's kind of hard for people to visualize this. So I'm kind of
not that hard.
Well, not for me, but maybe for other people. But
Okay.
I think a good rule of thumb here is that we can assume that we on average, because on average we will lose more or less 1 army per 2 attacks. I know it's not really the best thing to do because but so basically we attack South Pole with 7 turn 1, and we attack Queensland with 4 turn 1 also. So basically, let's assume that on South Pole we have 6 armies, and we have in Queensland, let's say 2 armies, because we got unlucky in Queensland, not in South Pole.
Yeah.
That's the norm, more or less. So we deploy 3 in Antarctica, and we deploy 2 in Queensland. So here our paths diverge. So first, it becomes more technical, because the first thing is that how many leftovers will there be in Scott, because it's irrelevant how many leftovers are there in Novo for this particular problem. So it's basically a 50-50 shot, more or less. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. If we get 3 leftovers or 2 leftovers in Scott.
Yes.
And it's an 80% chance if we get South Australia or not at all. So now, assuming that we got South Australia,
with no leftovers or 1 leftovers.
Let's say we got lucky and we got it, but got what? Well, 1 leftover.
Actually, it's not lucky. It's just 50% because
no. I'm gonna say that we got that you will get better leftovers in Scott, and you took South Australia. That's already a positive result, because the chances of this are less than 50% already. So let's assume. Trust me on this.
We need to deploy 6 in Scott and 2 in South Australia. So basically we have 2 4 versus 2 and 1 3 versus 2. That is 80%. Like
no. You need to deploy 3 in South Australia, because you attacked from Queensland. From Queensland to South Australia, you attacked 3 versus 2.
Yes, but I got 1 leftover. We said.
Yeah, but 1 leftover, I mean 1 army, so you have 0 to attack with.
Then we say we have 2 leftovers.
But we don't. That's very optimistic, because we already assume we have good leftovers in Scott, right? So we can't because I'm trying to point you towards that middle ground.
You're forgetting one thing. If basically every turn we assume that it's 50% and 50%, basically we lose 10% every turn, because actually it's 60%, not 50%.
Yeah, but for example, I didn't really. Okay, but I didn't.
Little wrong, actually.
Yeah, but again, for example, I kind of took that into account, so I didn't really care that much about the chance of Queensland, because for example, we didn't account for Queensland South Australia attack, because that can fail. It will fail 1 out of 5 times. So
let's continue this scenario. We basically have 64% because it's 3 versus 2.
Yes, exactly. Because we have 3 in Scott, 1 in South Australia. So we have to deploy 3 to South Australia and 5 to Scott. So that's basically so that's basically 64% chance. However,
we forgot to. I think that for make this more real, we should make this for 120% divided for 100 because it's 10% and 10% we forgot in those 2 turns, and we actually get the real person that is around 80%, like I said at the start.
Oh no! Probability really doesn't work like this. Really, if you really want, I can do it after that. I can count exactly what's the probability of it.
Okay, I think it's more or less.
It's at best 60%. Really.
And yes, it's around 60%.
More or less.
No, it's a little more. It's
60 and 65.
No, it's 65. It's exactly
I really don't think so because that 60% chance for leftovers, we didn't account at all for the Queensland attack on South Australia, and we didn't because if it fails, you literally cannot take the bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
Well, but this is not completely true because if you fail the attack in South Australia, you still could get good leftovers and be able to do 2 versus 1 without deploying.
Yeah, but that's again that's actually again very unlikely because it's only possible if you get maximum leftovers every turn, and at the same time you will hit all 3 versus 2 attacks. So that's a very unlikely scenario.
At the end it's around 7%, 70%.
No, it's at best like 6%. I really don't know how are you counting, taking both Australia and Antarctica around 80%. No way, is that 80%. I guess maybe it's a little bit north of 60, maybe. Like
well, we will count because I think it's more. I think it's
okay. But you know what? I think it's really a moot point because. Look at it this way, because our whole discussion started by you saying you will be in Ufa before I will be in Moscow, and I said that's a big problem. And with all of this discussion, we really haven't even talked about deploying anything to Central Russia.
Yeah, but basically in turn 3 we take Omsk with 3 as well.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is that so I'll say it like that. If you don't take Australia and Antarctica, you are completely dead. I am 100% sure of that because I will be in Moscow, I will crash into Ufa, I will break Central Russia.
Yeah.
And the problem is that if you take it, you don't auto-win. I think you will have at best maybe an equal opportunity to take a game. So already I think it's an inferior strategy.
Yeah.
Because do you agree that if you don't take Australia and Antarctica in those 3 turns, already you are dead on arrival?
Yeah. This is completely true.
Okay, so basically you're saying that between 30 to 40% of the time you just lose straight on picks. I really think that this makes it a completely inferior strategy, and we haven't even accounted for that possible South Africa counter. Because
okay. My picks was very bad.
No, I mean it's a decent strategy, but that's why I said that maybe that I was surprised by Central Russia. I was thinking maybe your strategy would be because the idea is very nice because you want to save Antarctica and Australia, but I think that there are some problems with taking 3, 4, and 5 in around Russia. For example, I think a very decent try if you for example know that your opponent won't counter South Africa, if you want to gamble on it. For example, I think you can go 1 and 2 in Antarctica and Australia, but maybe it would be a better try to go third pick in Scandinavia, fourth in Greenland, and fifth in Europe. Maybe going for something like this, because I think you will be in time to counter Greenland, maybe. And that's
actually,
yeah.
I think it would be better pick Central America and Antarctica and Europe. Don't you agree?
Yeah, but that's again yeah, that's also a viable option in my opinion. But that's why I said that maybe your picks weren't the idea behind your picks wasn't that bad, because initially I said that I liked that Scandinavia, Greenland, Central America, or because I really think that our starting point that should be Scandinavia, Greenland, Antarctica, Central America, or Scandinavia, Greenland, Antarctica, South Africa. One of those, more or less.
Okay.
Because it seems just safe, and if we start with that strategy, because it's very safe versus triple pick in Russia, it's very safe versus any Australia combination, as I said before. East Africa is probably out of the question. And it really feels very safe. So if we start with that strategy, we should kind of go back to the meta game and think what counters us. And that's why I said maybe that Europe counter with the idea to go into Greenland is a decent try. So maybe your picks like Antarctica, Australia, and 3, 4, and 5 around Scandinavia, or like you said, maybe 1 in Central America, or 1 in Antarctica and 2 in Central America, with 3rd in Scandinavia, 4th in Greenland, and 5th in Europe. It's a decent try.
I think at the end of this discussion, I think I would pick Scandinavia, Greenland, Antarctica, South Africa, and then Central America and South America, because I think it's better without pick Australia, because if you lose Antarctica and get only Australia, I think it's out to lose. No way you are gonna win, I think.
Okay, okay, that's a very decent point. Yeah, but what do we think about that possible Europe counter? Because I'm kind of trying to converge, because your strategy, in your strategy versus the Europe strategy, you would get Scandinavia, Greenland plus South America versus Antarctica, Central America, and Europe, right?
Yeah, I think you would be able to defend, and even if I get double border in United Kingdom and Germany, I think I will be not good income, because you are 16 and I am 13. I think you should be able to defend quite easily.
Wait, how are you? I'm confused right now. How are you 16? We're talking.
You are 16. You are 16 and I am 13.
How am I 16? I'm super confused. I was talking about your strategy, like Central America plus Antarctica, and then Scandinavia, Greenland, Europe. And you would get you would get a counter to Central America. You would get South America and Scandinavia, Greenland.
Ah, okay. Sorry, I misunderstand.
Yeah.
I think it's tricky, and I'm not sure if I am in a better position or no.
Yeah, that is very tricky, because I'm not sure which way, because another question thinking about this is if we go with that Europe counter, which bonus should we take first? Do we go for Central America first or Antarctica first? That's a very interesting question.
I think you would go for... Yeah, but I think it's more likely to get countered in South Africa, usually, than South America. So I would go for Central America and deploy just a few armies in Antarctica if I can afford it.
Yeah, but again, that's basically the major problem, because maybe that is why. Yeah, maybe now that I'm thinking about this, that is what makes your strategy so strong, and that's kind of convoluted right now, because the fact